Welcome to our second battle report for WARCRY. These are the two teams from the Nightmare Quest expansion, and today we are playing right behind you. I am the attacker with the Beastlflayers for this mission, and Matthias is the defender with the Questor Soulsworn. And to win, I need to bring down more than half of the fighters from the Questor Soulsworn, while the Soulsworn will win if my leader is dead before round 4 ends. Any other result after 4 rounds is a tie. I am red for the purpose of deployment, with the Soulsworn being blue, and my leader is stuck between two hard-hitting Stormcast detachments, so a little bit of a rough spot to be in, but we'll try to manage anyway. Let's take a look at the fighter cards as well as the abilities and reactions for the respective teams. Also, tonight's twist is the inimical enzymes, which means that at the start of every round, starting with round 2, every fighter on the battlefield floor will take 3 damage, so we'll most likely see some climbing and fall tests here to avoid the twist damage. Round 1 starts with the Knight Relictor using his ranged option to attack my Beastflayer Baron, which is basically my lieutenant, needing force but landing no hits on either attack, so quite a weak start there. Then I use a double 5 to use the Sound the Hunt ability with the Beastflayer Baron to make bonus moves with 3 fighters within 3, up to the value of the die, so a free bonus move of 5 for these fighters. Then his errant Questor with Grand Spear makes a move and attacks my leader, needing 5, landing 2 hits, shipping 4 wounds of my leader. Then I move over to the other flank to take 1 for the team with my Awful Hound, attacking the errant Questor with Grand Axe once, landing 2 hits for a grand total of 4 damage. The Awful Hound gets hit back by said Grand Axe with 9 plus 4 damage, leaving him alive with 5 wounds left. Then it's time for my leader to climb the central ruins to stave off the incoming blows. Then, way over on the other side of the ruins, the Questor Prime uses a triple to do Searing Light on 2 of my fighters. Then one of my Ghoul Squires starts to climb the escarpment to block off the Stormcast's route to my leader and escape the lethal enzymes. The other Stormcast close to my Awful Hound was lucky for me just outside 1 inch of her Grandhammer, so a move was needed there, but the single attack with 2 regular hits is enough to finish off the Hound. First blood of the game. Then another Gore Squire moves up next to my leader to protect him. Then Matthias just finishes off his round with moving the Duelist forward with a double move. I have some fighters left to activate, however. First up, the surviving Awful Hound moves up to strike the Questor Prime, landing a single crit for 4 damage. Then the rest of my moves just basically blocks off the route to my leader, and this is what it looks like after round 1. At the start of round 2, the Enzyme Twist triggers, injuring a plethora of fighters for 3 damage each. The Soulsworn wins initiative, and the Questor Prime starts with trying to finish off my Awful Hound, who was previously injured by the twist and the Searing Light. 10 damage on the first hit, and the second hit by a large margin takes him out of action. Still, I am happy he needed to spend his full activation there to do it. Then my Beastflayer Baron moves up to join his leader, and then it's time for the Grand Spear to use his Thundering Stride ability to give the Relictor next to him a free move, putting him on a position on the hill to beam my leader twice later. Then the Grand Spear actually activates himself and moves to attack my Gore Squire, hitting him once, but since we failed to take into consideration the extra toughness I received from having a vertical distance more than 2 to the attacker, this damage is later retconned away. I also succeed on the fall test with Flying Colors there. I then use a triple to heal my leader for 4 wounds with the Universal Respite. Then it's the Relictor on the hill who attacks my leader with his range 8 attack with 1 crit and 2 hits on 4 dice. Bad news, but at least I make the fall tests. My leader is down to 8 wounds already in the second turn. To shut down further ranged attacks for the next round from the pesky Relictor, one of my trackers moves in on him to take 1 for the team. The Dueling Sword has a standoff on the Maw Pit platform with one of my Gore Squires, critting him twice for 6 damage, taking him down to 3 wounds. Fall tests are fine, however. Since we're new to the game, we also wanted to try out the Maw Pit ability here, so he spends a triple to do the Get in the Pit, even though you technically have to declare that before the attack. This is a build you can use on a fighter with less wounds than you. He needs a 4 on the dice, but lucky for me he rolls just shy. Invigorated by surviving against the staggering odds versus the God King's Chosen, the Noble Knight retaliates with his Shining Sword, critting the Duelist once. Fall test is fine though, and on my second attack I only hit him once. and his fall test is fine again. Then a couple of fairly uninteresting moves from both factions to block off the Great Axe from climbing up to my leader. The Gore Squire here moves down the walls like Gollum to attack him for my last double with an onslaught, although only a single hit on 5 dice, not very impressive. My other Gore Squire climbs down to lock up the Grand Spear, landing a single hit. My leader had a wait action lined up, so I now use that to jump over next to my tracker, and this is what it looks like at the end of round 2. Round 3, and I start with a respite to heal my leader back up for use at 666, and then I take the wait action with him. Then it's time for the duelist to finish off the Gore Squire on the Maw Pit platform, but the first attack whiffs, only needing a single 4. But alas, his second attack finds its target, but at least he wasted his entire round dueling with him. Then I try to dig deep into the Grand Spear before very likely dying to it myself with my Gore Squire. Only 4 damage though over 2 activations, so quite a weak outing there. Then it's hammer time, and the Gore Squire bites it with an onslaughted Great Hammer. Then I move another tracker down to take his place, not wanting these two to climb up the walls next to my precious Gore Warden. Then the central X-Men tries to cleave my crouching Gore Squire in half, and with a crit and 2 hits, he just does exactly enough damage to take him out of action in 1 attack, and then spends his last action to climb up next to my Baron. The Beastflayer Baron gives him a warm welcome by shoving his rusty blade into him and taking him down to 1 wound left. Sadly, the Stormcast also passed both fall tests with flying colors. The Questor Prime climbs up on the other side of the ruin and uses a triple to searingly light my Gore Warden for 3 damage. My tracker then moves in to defend his noble lord and tugs at the Sigmarite plate for exactly 0 points of damage. Still, a fall test could prove lethal for the Stormcast, but alas, he passes yet again. Then it's spear on tracker action with a single crit followed by 2 hits, taking him out of action. Then my brave tracker bites ferociously on his Relictor, hitting him once and critting him once for a massive 4 damage. He retaliates for a total of 7 damage, but 1 wound left is all I need to lock him up there. Very good. I'll take it. And this is the battlefield at the end of round 3. Start of round 4, and I use another respite for 4 points of healing. Can I make it to a tie versus the incoming wrathful blows of the Stormcasts? He continues with his parkour endeavors to jump across the ruined buildings to try to finish off the 1 wound Great Axe on the other side, and that single crit is just about enough to do it. Finally, my leader got to do something else than pure gymnastics. Sadly for me, he will use the Swift Retribution reaction to do a bonus melee action with the Questor Prime to try to clear the way to my leader by killing the tracker standing in his way. Lucky for me, that's a very poor roll, needing only 3s and just getting a single hit on the dodgy little critter there. Then the Questor Prime activates, and with 6 damage there, it takes him out of action, and then he uses the ability You Won't Even Slow Me Down to make a bonus move after a killing blow, and then he uses his last action to strike at my leader. This is going to be a very close call for my Gore Warden. Bad news for me, as he lands with all 4 dice, but at least not a crit, so that's 8 damage in total. Only 8 wounds left now, but at least I make the fall test. Then the Great Hammer uses a double to onslaught, leaving the Gore Squire alive with 3 wounds left after 2 hits and a crit. Obviously, the second attack brings him down, however. Then my 1 wound tracker continues his noble deed, tugging at the Relictor, trying to hinder him from putting my leader to the torch. With a crit on the first, I need 3 crits on 3 dice to bring him down, and yeah, that's obviously not going to happen. Then, instead of activating the Relictor, the Grand Spear moves in to smartly free up his Relictor, and with that killing blow, the Relictor can now safely move over to a vantage position on that hill to try a last-ditch effort for some big rolling on my wounded leader. Come on. It's just 1 hit.
1 hit, that's the 3 damage.
So I am down to 12, 15. I don't fall. I would have at best taken 3 damage there, so he survives. So, it ends...
No, I have 1 more.
Okay, you have 1 more. What are you gonna do, tough guy? Take a plunge into the moment.
Nah, I pass. So
Go to the reforging.
Yeah.
So
useless.
It's a tie.
Yeah.
Yes, that was a very fun battle.
Yeah, it was. It was very fun.
Yeah, it was really exciting all the way to the end. Yeah, you could have rolled double crits there.
If I had 1 more attack left.
Yeah, and here was also a clutch here before. Yeah.
Just a crit, so there would be 5
You've
more.
had your crits in this game, so yeah. Thank you for watching. It was very fun. Love this game. Yeah, we'll have an even better flow in the future, obviously.
Yeah.
We're still kind of testing the water here. So yeah, take care. Bye.
Take care.
Bye. This is Mats again, chiming in to thank you for watching the video. Please don't forget to subscribe, like and comment, and to not miss out on future content, ring the bell as well. And if you really liked this video, feel free to click the thanks button just below this video. And if you want to support me even further, you can now become a channel member and claim the title of Critical Focus fan. Until next time, take care, bye.